So we come to the most famous northern saint, certainly the most popular in medieval England, and that is St. Cuthbert. Now, Cuthbert was a particular favourite of the Venerable Bede, who wrote two biographies of him, one in heroic prose, heroic verse even, and the other in prose. And he was really the spiritual successor to St. Aidan. It's said that in his youth, when he was looking after his herd of sheep on the hills near Melrose, Cuthbert saw Aidan's soul ascending to heaven, and he knew that this portended great things for him. But he was not a priest in his youth, he was a soldier. We believe he might have served in the wars against the Mercian king Penda. And after they were done, he returned to Melrose and decided to join the monastic community there. He rode into the monastery, this wild figure with his unkempt hair and a spear, which he threw down at the feet of the startled monks to join their community. But he was never a conventional monk. He was never entirely at home living in a monastery. And pretty soon he started to go off on his own into the wilderness to visit and preach at remote places, dangerous places, places where other monks were scared to wander. And such was his charisma and his magnetism that Cuthbert had great success in converting people and bringing them around to the faith. And there are so many anecdotes that Bede tells about the miracles Cuthbert performed. He could calm the waves, cast out demons and evil spirits, see the future, and heal the sick. And I don't know what the extent of these powers is, or whether the stories are true or not, but they certainly show what a forceful personality Cuthbert had and the impact it had on others. One of the best known anecdotes is about his ability to converse with animals. Bede writes that one time a young monk followed Cuthbert as he was walking along the seashore at night and saw two seals make their way out of the ocean and proceed to writhe around Cuthbert's feet, where he spoke to them. And Cuthbert is known for his love of animals. He brought about probably the first animal protection laws in existence when he was Bishop of Lindisfarne. He made sure that eider ducks cannot be hunted, and to this day eider ducks are still known as curry ducks or Cuthbert ducks in that part of Northumberland. Cuthbert was at his happiest when he was living as a hermit on the Isle of Innerfarne, and though he was eventually persuaded to accept the bishopric at Lindisfarne, he was never entirely at home there. We know that when he was bishop, he stayed with the royal family at Carlisle, and he saw the death of Edgefrith of Northumbria, apparently, just as it happened. He predicted the outcome of the battle at Nectan's Mere. But after a little while, Cuthbert decided to renounce his title and went back to the life he loved as a hermit on Innerfarne, and he died there not long afterwards, and his bones were quickly brought back to Lindisfarne, where they remained the most treasured relic of the community there. And after, in later days, Lindisfarne was attacked by the Vikings for the second time, the community decided to uproot, and they took Cuthbert's coffin with them and went on a long pilgrimage that brought them after many years to Durham, where they remain to this day. So that's St. Cuthbert, a real superstar of the medieval saintly world, and there's a huge amount that you can read about him online and in print.